Hey guys, welcome back to another review for the LEGO Star Wars Waves. This is the Rogue One set we have here, set 75154 TIE Striker. So this isn't even open yet, so I wanted to open it and then just quickly open it and then do bits of it just so you can see really what's going on with the set before I actually build it and do a full review. Right. So LEGO have recently started, well actually not recently, but some time ago they started using tape on their boxes, so that it does sometimes make it harder, but also makes it a lot easier. So I'm just going to move the box to the side. So we have bag 4, let's do the wings, bag 5, sticker sheet, so there's bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4 and 5 are over here, and then we have our instruction booklet. Right, so 5 bags. This is a £60 set, so that's a little disappointing, plus bag 2 is really small, so yeah. But as I paid £40 for this, I'm not going to complain about it too much, though it is a bit weak in terms of piece count if they want £60 for it. But anyway, let's go on to the build. Hey, what's going on guys? JD Studios here, or Josh, and today we have the LEGO Star Wars 75154 TIE Striker. Now this includes 4 minifigures, retails for £60 in the UK and $70 in the US. This is pretty damn big. Includes 4 minifigures, and it's quite a good set, honestly. It does miss that 10 per piece ratio, but I'm going to show you in a second why I think it's a very good set. So let's start off with the minifigures. Right, so starting off we have the Imperial Shore Trooper. This is by far the best minifigure of the set, just because it's a new type of stormtrooper and it just looks very, very nice. Now this is the Commanding Officer variant. There is another variant coming out very soon in the Battle on Scarif set, and I really like this one personally. I think the blue and the tan really make it look very nice design. For those of you who aren't aware, this is in fact the very same mold we saw on the Imperial Hover Tank pilot, so that's something interesting. It does come with this blaster, so it is I'm not really sure what it is, but you can get a good look at it. It is actually quite accurate to the film. I've seen many trailers where they are holding it, and it has got a double barrel. I believe it's some sort of Imperial shotgun, but it looks really, really nice. Now if I take off the helmet, we can get a look, and it is just your plain clone trooper face on the front. But it does look really good. I love the printing. LEGO still needs to work on the transition of printing on the legs to the torso, but we can't expect them to do it overnight. It does take time, and they've only been doing printing on legs for a couple of years, like maybe since 2014 I believe actually, that they started doing it on such a large scale, so they're going to take their time. But let's turn around and get a look at the back printing. So here we have the back printing. It's quite good. I really like the back printing, and I love the blue arm. I kind of wish they might have added a bit more blending in of the blue on the back of the torso, but we can't really have everything. I think maybe it's more accurate to the film. But anyway, this is what it looks like from the back, and if we remove the helmet, that's what it looks like from the back. So that has been the Shore Trooper. Now on to the Imperial Ground Crew. So here is the Imperial Ground Crew. I really like this minifigure. It's got some really nice printing on the legs, as you can see there. It does seem to have those sort of orange things that you see at airports, where the ground crew just sort of wave them so that they can bring the planes in. I think it's a nice addition to the set. I kind of wish they had added like just a little bit more detail, maybe like a ramp to go with this minifigure for boarding and sorting out stuff in the TIE Fighter. But anyway, it's a great minifigure. I really like the new helmet mold, and if we remove the helmet, oops, can see, it is just that plain officer helmet. I mean, not really officer, but we've seen this head print quite a few times. It's not anything particularly special. It's kind of a little disappointing. They've not really done anything new with this for a while, but you know what, he's wearing the helmet half the time, so we're not really going to notice. So on the back, we can really see one of the main differences between this and the Imperial Gunner, with the fact that there's no tail at the back, but it's got some decent printing on the back of the head as well. So that's the Imperial Ground Crew. Let's move on. Now, this is personally one of my favourite minifigures of the set, and that is the TIE Pilot. I think LEGO has done quite a good job with this figure, in the fact that you've got leg printing, you've got torso printing, but I really like the silver lines on the helmet. I think it has that extra detail. May not be accurate to the original trilogy films, but it just looks so nice, so detailed. I think LEGO has really gone all out with this figure, minus the head, which LEGO still seems to think is just a clone trooper. I kind of wish we got some variation on that at some point, but you can't have everything. But I think it looks really good. So now let's get a quick look at the back. So the back is, to be honest, nothing particularly special. It's got a few bit of minor printing that just doesn't look very impressive, but the front is so nice looking that I don't really think it makes much of a difference. So now let's move on to the Rebel Trooper. Now we have the Rebel Trooper, and this is, I think, a very good part of the set. It's the fact that, because one thing that I always say whenever I do set reviews of vehicles like this, there's never any rebels or good guys to fight against the bad guys in this, and I think it adds that extra element when the whoever's got a kid or an adult or whatever, they've got their bad guy ship, they've got their bad guy minifigures, they've also got a good guy to put it up against, which is quite good. So the set is fun in and of itself. And I also like the sort of chrome, dark chrome printing around the visor of the helmet, and I just think this is a very good figure. I love the leg printing, it's very practical, and I can't wait to see the actual representation of this figure in the film. So let's now quickly get a look at the back printing. So here is the back printing. It looks very nice, and just a quick thing I want to show you is it's got that nice little symbol on the side of the helmet. Now if I pull it off, you can see his back face, which is just a smiling one. Now this is a completely new print as far as I'm aware for minifigure head, and I gotta say kudos to LEGO. I think it looks really nice, very cool, and a very cheeky print. So yeah, now let's move on to the TIE Striker. Now as you can see, we have the actual fighter itself here, and it is pretty darn big. There's a reason we don't get our 10p per piece ratio. It's because the pieces in it are enormous. The vehicle is enormous. I really like this vehicle so much, and it's got several key functions. So I'm going to quickly dive into that and show you what it's like. So here is the cockpit. This is like the main area of the ship. There are several other sections, but this is the main area for the pilot. So as you can see here, we have our spring loaders right beneath the cockpit. And the canopy does open forwards, and at the top I really like the build for the top canopy piece, which is really nice, and it uses a sticker to add extra detail. I think it fits in really nicely. And if we actually take the camera and take a look inside, it's quite comfy looking in there, if I'm being completely honest. Makes me want to join the Empire. But the one thing I don't like is this cheese slope. I think it's very stupid. And it makes it difficult for the pilot to actually hold on to the steering vanes for the vehicle. But it does have those slots here for the minifigure legs, so he doesn't actually need to hold on to the thing, and you can just make it look like he is. And then just close it up like that. Now, what is a pilot without his gear? Now this is what the back section is for. I always thought maybe they'd have some bombs in here or something, a bombing function using this, but no, this is a nice little storage compartment. So if we get the camera up, we can see we've got a blaster, which is very nice to get, and a radio with a sticker piece. I kind of wish this was printed, but the radio piece seems to be quite new in design, so I really like it. And then we have the classic micro binoculars, and it fits in quite nicely, quite simply. So you see those red bits, So you can just take your radio and slot it in like that. I'm going to rotate that around. Same for the blaster, and the binoculars have a clip piece right here. You just close it up nicely. Just a quick thing before I move on to some of the other functions, there are some nice sticker detailing here. Just want to show you guys before we move on. Right, so this is the main function of the vehicle, and it is, so this I think is the landing mode, but when it's actually moving into attack mode, what happens here is you see these and you literally just push them up and it stays like that. It's quite a simple design of how they stay up, but it's really effective for ensuring that the whole vehicle just stays up like that. And I think it looks really nice, though my personal preference is having it in the down position just because it looks nicer. Now, just before I get into my final thoughts on this, I just wanted to show you the instruction booklet. So it's got that nice binding right there, and just every time I get a set like this with this nice instruction booklet with that lovely binding, I just love it. And if we open it up at the back, we still have that same advertisement for Force Build Wrap and a animated sort of diorama with all of the Rogue One sets crammed in there somewhere. And of course then we actually have the Rogue One sets and the minifigures. Now, for my final thoughts on this set, it does not meet our 10p/10 cents per piece ratio, and that is unfortunate. But I've got to be honest, I normally don't go out and buy these, and I got this for a very good discount. I got this for £40, which is £20 off. I've got to be honest, guys, this is an incredible set, and you're missing out if you skip on the set. It's just such a nice design. It's a very hefty set, quite weighty, and I think as a whole this set, despite that 10p per piece ratio, it's bigger than most sets you will find. It's got a very good minifigure selection, 4 unique minifigures we've never seen before, except for the TIE Pilot, which we got in the UCS TIE Fighter only, so we're getting an exclusive TIE Pilot. But I just think this is an incredible set, and I would strongly recommend getting it, because LEGO set prices are rising and we may as well get the good ones whilst we can still afford them. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. If you want to check out the Rebel U-Wing review, that should be on my channel by now, and if you want to see any more content like this, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will talk to you next time.